What's up, y'all? All right, so today's video is going to be a cross between what we did for Christmas Eve and then a wrap up of 2019 and the things that I accomplished this year, along with the things that I want to accomplish for next year. Some of the goals that I set for myself, I did not complete all the way through. I may have started, maybe I got 25% done, maybe 50%, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about all of that. Even if you don't set New Year's resolutions, I think it's important to have intentionality. So that is what we are talking about in today's video. And before y'all watch the video and start talking about me, yes, I have house fever. Now that my brother has bought a house, it's like I am constantly looking up ways to decorate and design his house. Like, this is a problem. I have been online working on his housewarming wish list and just all that jazz for the housewarming party that he's having in February. You're gonna see me shopping in this video. Just ignore it. I just wanted to put that out there. Yes, I am obsessed with decorating his house. And he's only had the house for like a week and I'm obsessed. I admit it. I ain't buying no drinks from them. Where the baskets at? But now I need to figure out where the
You're supposed to pick the basket up outside.
We're in Home Depot because I am picking up a plant for my brother. Oh, basket. Actually, this one is already potted, and it's 50. That one is big, but this one over here, I feel like, how much is this? Oh, here's some bigger ones. I wish they had some that were a little bit bigger. Okay, my brother should never bought a house because now we in here trying to find stuff for his house. So right now I'm just looking at some decor items in a store called Living Spaces. I'm looking for, because we found a coffee table, but I'm looking for a centerpiece. And in his rug, there's this shade of teal. So I wanted to get something similar. So I found this bowl that we're gonna put on his coffee table. And the color actually goes perfect. No, it's not. All right, we're leaving Living Spaces. The camera's not facing you. But yeah, go ahead and run behind me.
I don't believe you.
Did you try to hide behind that pole? All right, we got hungry on our excursion/mission. So now we're at Panera getting a sandwich. Where you go? Where you going? Where you go? Oh, between the cars. We're headed into Target. Pick up a few things before we head to my brother's. Okay, so let me show you guys the rug that we ended up buying at Home Goods. Sofa rug. And I need people to tell this person that he cannot put a Tupac picture in the living room that I am designing.
right there. Custom. Shlomi, my homie, is about to do it.
No! I told him the Tupac picture can go in his hallway. Where's the light? Look at this long hallway. Actual gallery in the hallway. Tupac is not going in the living room. Period. No!
I know I will.
You're gonna smell good, trust me.
Why you look like that?
Honey takes so long to open up her gifts.
Right here.
Hoodies.
Woody Queen.
Anything that you put in it. So you can put your phone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Honey, you got an iPad.
I am severely uncomfortable.
Huh?
I am severely.
other friend is your bag and other home bag is yours.
What an amazing rap job.
Yeah, get over it. That's yours.
What is this? A Joby?
You gave me that idea. Yes. What you guys?
Oh, Christmas was good. Christmas Eve was good. We all got little goodies and we just hung out, chilled, watched movies, ate pizza. Like, that was the gist of our Christmas Eve. Christmas for us is always pretty low key. We don't do a bunch of cooking. We typically order food. I think last year we did like Korean barbecue or something like that, and then some other things. But we typically order food and just hang out with each other. Thanksgiving probably is our big holiday where everyone tries to, cook and we come over, we play games, we do all this stuff, and then for Christmas Eve or Christmas, we just kind of hang out. So that's just that on that. My wrap up of 2019. Y'all, I just want to say that I have come a long mother freaking way, okay? For those of you who have been on this journey with me and you started off with me in Charlotte, let me just say thank you. Thank you. Y'all, I have had so many comments, just nice comments and just motivational things, and people message me and they email me and they, message me, DM me on Instagram, on Facebook. Like, I can say that support that I've had since I've begun my YouTube journey has been amazing. It's been amazing. And my following isn't even that big, but the people that do follow me and that do engage with me and that are always, they always have well wishes for me and they always just have words of encouragement. I truly appreciate that. I know that sometimes it might seem my videos like I'm all over the place and I'm just doing so much, but I do take the time to read my comments and I try to respond to all of my comments. Now, something that I noticed with YouTube is that YouTube deleted all of my replies to all of my comments. To all of my comments that people have left on my videos like months back. Like, they deleted all of my replies. So I don't know what's up with that, but I attempt to reply to anybody and everybody that reaches out to me. So that is basically the least that I can do when people take the time to watch and take the time to, leave words of encouragement or support. The least I can do is respond and just say thank you. For 2019, y'all, going into 2019 was extremely, extremely difficult. I was coming back from Charlotte, as a lot of you know, and I was coming back not the way that I left. I left for Charlotte with, high hopes and just, different outlook. I was really trying to get into a new headspace and a new place because I was in just a very toxic relationship. And so for me, Charlotte was a new start. What I didn't bank on was getting sick in Charlotte and being diagnosed with Graves' disease. So that came about 6 or 7 months into my journey in Charlotte. Prior to me getting sick, I became a real estate agent out there. I went to real estate school, became a realtor, had clients and houses, and I felt like I was just in a really good space. And then in April of 2018, I came down with the flu, or what I thought was the flu. It really was my body shutting down on me because I had put so much on my plate and I was doing so much and trying to juggle so much. So I still had my craft service business here in LA. So I was still managing that and trying to get people out on jobs. And then in Charlotte, I was still, I was working towards the goals that I set for myself in Charlotte. I was going through a breakup. Like I said, getting out of a relationship that was emotionally and mentally abusive. So a lot was going on for me. So when I got into 2019, y'all, like I just had a whole new outlook. Like I was looking to rebuild at this point. When I first got back to California, I wanted to just be stable. Like I just wanted some stability. And then 2019, I wanted to start slowly but gradually building. And so my goals that I set for myself were, one, to maintain my quality of life and to figure out what was happening with the Graves' disease and, how I could just live an overall healthier life that didn't require me to be dependent on medication. And so when I tell y'all, like, I went and I stayed with my dad when I first got back, and I literally spent hours and days researching Graves' disease and studying Graves' disease and studying my body and listening to my body and figuring out what worked for me. And I won't go deep into this because I'm going to do a health update and share exactly what I'm doing now, because if some of y'all go back to just a year ago, December 2018, when I did a video, I think it was a video where I was helping my brother decorate his apartment or his living room in his apartment. And man, I was so small. And what's so crazy, I had actually gained weight there. When I was in Charlotte, I went from weighing 118 pounds down to like 102 pounds. Like that's how much weight I lost because I had hyperthyroidism. And with the Graves' disease, it affects your thyroid and it speeds everything up, and not in a good way, because I probably lived with an elevated heart rate for, I want to say, maybe almost like 10 months. My heart rate was just like elevated above 100 beats per minute just with me like laying down. So hyperthyroidism pretty much triggered me to just lose a bunch of weight. It was just really hard on my body. And so going into 2019, I was like, okay, we got to figure something out, because I had been on the medication and the medication was not working. The doctors told me if the medication did not work, that they were going to radiate my thyroid, which basically means kill my thyroid. Now, I don't know about y'all, but for me, if it's in my body, it's supposed to be there. And I know this might sound crazy, but I really didn't feel like there was anything wrong with my actual thyroid. And I got the thyroid panels, and yes, they said that my hormones were elevated, and yes, they could see that physically, my heart was racing and I had, all these other things. But whenever they would do the ultrasound of my thyroid, she would tell me my thyroid looked normal. Like I didn't have any nodules or anything. So what that told me was that the Graves' disease was affecting my thyroid, but that my thyroid wasn't the problem. So, like I said, y'all, I'm not going to go into great detail. I'm going to do an update video on that. But let's just say I studied myself. I studied the disease. I read research papers. I did everything to figure out how to approach my wellness and how to approach my health. And I am the kind of person, like, I want a good quality of life. So I'm not just doing things to pass time. I'm not going to do things because I feel like, oh, well, we all gotta die sometimes. Like, I don't approach life like that. Because if I'm here, then I want my quality of life to be good. So if it means that I gotta spend 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours online reading books, listening to books to get the information that I need, reading research papers, reading medical journals, I will do it. I will do it. And so that's what I did. So I got myself to a place where, as you can see, I am back to normal. And right now I call this a maintenance phase because I don't know how fragile I am with a reoccurrence of, the Graves' disease happening. So they call it remission. And so right now I am in a maintenance remission phase. And so I'm managing that and I'm trying to stick with that. But that was one of the things on my 2019 kind of, resolution or things I wanted to accomplish. It was to get a handle and get a hold on my Graves' disease. And so far, so good. I've gained my weight back. I feel healthier, and that's what's most important. I feel good. I felt horrible before. I was super stressed. I was doing everything under the sun to try and manage and meter my stress. So now I feel great. And so that was pretty much the first thing, because without health, you can't accomplish anything else. If you don't feel good, you can't do anything. You can't focus on anything else. So my goal was to feel good so that I could slowly but surely work on doing and building and creating once I got that under control. Next up on my list was to find a space for me and my daughter, which I did, and I found one in the neighborhood that I wanted. I found one that was within the price point that I wanted to pay, and I found one that was in a city that I absolutely loved. So I accomplished that goal. The only caveat is that it is a 1-bedroom. My bedroom is right here where I'm sitting. I literally roll my bed out every night and I sleep in the living room. And then when I get up in the morning, I put my bed away and I roll it back into the closet. That is probably one of the biggest adjustments that I've had to make, was living in a smaller space. And I admit that I was absolutely spoiled. I've always lived in larger spaces, always. And I love having space, but in this journey to better myself and to basically get back to some sense of normal, I realized that I was going to have to compromise in certain situations. And the biggest compromise that I had to make was where I lived, because in order to get to the city that I wanted to live in, the rent is not cheap. And so I really, really wanted to be in this area. And so my compromise was getting a 1-bedroom, and because that was going to be the only way that I could really save some money. So for me, I feel like I accomplished my second goal, which was to move into my own space and have my own place, because I was staying with my father, which I am forever grateful, but y'all, I don't want to ever have to do that again. Like, ever. Like, the best thing is having your privacy, having your space, because when you're in other people's spaces, it can get a little bit tricky. But I know I'm particular about my things, so you know other people are too, and I can appreciate that. But I'm so happy to finally for us to have our own space, but to be in an area that I really enjoy. And literally when I wake up every morning, like, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm looking forward to what, you know, the day holds. And that helps a lot when you are, you know, dealing with any type of disease, any type of autoimmune disease or anything. It helps to just be motivated. And so living here like this has motivated me, and I feel extremely fortunate and lucky to have my own space. Last year, in 2000, well, not last year, but last year in 2018, our goal was to start a production company. Let me tell y'all, we were working for other production companies, and I worked in the office, so I worked as an office production assistant. I have only done it for my brother because I like the methods of how he works. So I've kind of tried to dabble my toe in working with other people, but I really like his flow and his style and how he works. So we have worked on so many jobs, big jobs where, you know, they've traveled us outside of LA and just all over Southern California. He's gone out of the state many times. As a matter of fact, I think most of his jobs have been out of state for 2019. But our goal was to make us a little bit of the money, because when I tell you, like, my brother knows how to remix a budget and make it work. He has been production managing, producing probably for like the last 5 or 6 years, maybe like 7 years. But we worked on so many jobs, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, we are in a position where we all have a skill set. We're all knowledgeable. We work well together. We need to start our own production company. And so that was the goal for 2018, was to start a commercial production company, because the jobs that we worked on, the majority of them have been commercials, but music videos, branded web content, just really anything. We've worked on a ton of projects, and he's worked on way more than me, because I split my time, as some of you know, between production and craft service. So craft service is my business that I do whenever I'm not doing production. And sometimes I do it while I'm doing production, because I hire other people to do it, to work on the jobs. That was the goal, was to get our production company started, and we absolutely did that. So I incorporated our company, Area 10, in December of 2018. I think from January to March, we worked on getting all of the paperwork done, all of the business registrations done, getting our vendor list built out, and then finally in March, April, we finally got our directors roster. So basically, people that we can go to once we budget out the job. We got to have people who actually direct the commercial or direct the music video. So we got that started. Right now, we're looking to get more work, basically, because a lot of our time is still filled with working for other people. We wanted to start that for 2019 and get it up and running. So we accomplished that. Actually, I'm very proud of what we've done so far, because a lot is involved, and not everyone can start a production company and be successful at it. So I'm proud of where we are. Yes, I would love to have more work from, mid-sized to large brands, and create more content. But that is going to be our focus for 2020. We just need to find someone that can help us basically get in front of agencies, so that we can bid on jobs. Right now, I've done a little bit of research when it comes to that in the process, but because I'm not very knowledgeable about how to get in front of agencies, that's probably been one of our more difficult areas. So we were thinking, we could find someone who could help us with that and help us to engage with agencies so that we're on their radar whenever they have projects, and then we can bid on those projects and potentially, score projects with them. But that was our goal for 2019, and I can say that we definitely accomplished that. It's just still a work in progress. My other goal that I set for myself was to be more consistent on YouTube. Honestly, y'all, I do YouTube because I really enjoy it. And this is going to sound so crazy. I actually like editing my videos. I really do. I like doing the editing. I like piecing together the videos. I like recording the videos because I have control over what is recorded. I have control over how that video is curated. So I like editing. I know, I hear a lot of other vloggers and YouTubers, and they hate editing. Editing is the worst part of being a YouTuber, and for me, it's just not. So I enjoy it, and honestly, I probably can I can record videos, over the course of a couple of days, and I can get that video out the next, the day after, and it's not a big deal. It usually takes me maybe an hour to an hour and a half to edit a 10-minute video, or edit down to a 10-minute video. But all in all, I really enjoy YouTube. And so my goal was to put out 3 videos a week. And I didn't quite hit that mark. But I can say that I consistently put out at least 2 videos per week. Whether that was my vlogs or content videos or whatever the case is, I really just create content for me. And if other people like it, that's great. But I really just put snapshots of my life out there for those people who can relate. I'm really just kind of showing a bird's eye view of my life and what I go through as a single parent, and just the things that I encounter and how I respond to the things that, I end up having to deal with. That's really what I want to show. I'm pretty sure that if I did more of the popular things that YouTubers do, that I probably would have a larger following and, more engagement, but I don't. And I honestly don't have any intentions or plans on doing those types of things. I am happy with the content that I have. Although I did dabble in 2019 with skits, and I actually enjoy doing them. I just don't want to make it where it's so pretentious and everything is so, just has to be on a schedule. I put things out based on how I feel, just because I have a lot of stuff going on. So I want to keep it fun. I want to keep it interesting. And usually a lot of times it's just me making fun of myself, because I'm not the average YouTuber. I'm not trying to, create optics and appear a certain way. I'm just living my life, and either you like it or you don't. I'm doing me. So I'm not here to try to impress people or create, a certain ideal of what I am or who I am or what I stand for. I'm just being myself, and if you can relate, then cool. I partially accomplished my goal with YouTube for 2019. I definitely want to get better with my uploads, and I want to get better with my editing. I did post more videos this year than I did in 2018. I think I posted a third more videos the last time I checked, so I'm happy about that. So I did accomplish that goal. Finally, the last thing that I had on my list for 2019, and these are just big things that kind of stood out to me that I was you know what, I kind of want to do this more, or I want to accomplish this, or I want to haven't experienced doing this. So the last thing on that list, and I have like small things, small little goals I set for myself, but one of the biggest things was to date more. The last thing on my list was to date more. Now, I posted some videos of some dates that I didn't went on, y'all. So, I mean, I did what I could do with the patience that I had. But I think I'm gonna stick to men probably 40 and over because I had some experiences that I feel like I should be dealing with this. I should be dealing with this at 42. Like, about to be 43. Still saying I'm 29, but we not dating 29-year-olds. We gonna stick with the 40 and up year olds. So I definitely want to date more in 2019. So I did go on a handful of dates, and aside from dating is, man, it is strenuous, because here's the thing. You gotta be on some kind of site meeting people, or you're meeting people in person. You gotta make arrangements to, chit chat with them enough to the point where you feel safe about actually meeting them in person. And that's the problem that I found with a lot of guys. They're ready to meet you like immediately. And I'm not ready for all that yet. Like, I need to feel comfortable talking to you on the phone first. And if I don't feel comfortable, then we're not going to meet up in person. And if you press the issue, then I'm probably going to disappear. So, I mean, it's like, once I let you know and you still pressing the issue, then more than likely we won't be talking for very much longer. But that's what I noticed with dating, is that a lot of guys are super pressed to meet you immediately. And I understand a little bit that it's probably them not wanting to waste their time in the event that it's somebody that they're not interested in. But at the same time, given the climate of the world, men have to understand that women need to feel safe before they want to meet up with you. And that's just how it goes. I mean, take offense or take it how you want it, but that is the state of the world that we live in. It is unsafe. People go missing every day. People get murdered every day. And, women have to take precautions. Not just women, men have to take precautions too, because it be folks out here ready to set you up. You think you going on a date and somebody that you've been talking to, a catfish that's trying to set you up. That is probably that's probably been one of my biggest pet peeves, is men not accepting, no, I don't want to meet up right away. Like, I literally had somebody want to meet me the very next day after we exchanged phone numbers. And I'm just like, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And listen, it may take me a week, it may take me a month, but when I'm comfortable, my intuition will let me know that the coast is clear and we can go and meet up, go to dinner, go on a little date, whatever. Segueing into that, so I don't do the whole, I'll even suggest this now, I don't do the whole get dressed up, go to dinner thing. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I feel that that's more intimate and it's for someone that I actually want to spend time with. And not saying that I wouldn't enjoy, hanging out with somebody, but to me, us going to dinner, to a nice dinner, is more in line with someone that I already know and someone that I already feel comfortable around. So I try to keep it to the coffee dates, the smoothie places, just something really simple and really stress-free, and doesn't require us to really just kind of be uncomfortable in that initial meeting, because we're trying to get to know each other, but then we got to worry about everything else that's going on around us. So I try to keep it as easy as possible on that first date. So I went on a few of those, and like I said, nothing really caught my attention. There really wasn't anyone that I was like, I feel like, oh, I could have dated them or been in a relationship. I guess I was just kind of testing out the playing field because, like I mentioned, I got out of a toxic relationship, so I'm trying to not repeat that. And so I've realized that I have to have stronger boundaries. And it's not that I had necessarily looser boundaries, but people that are manipulators have a way of zeroing in on your weak spots and then taking advantage of those. I just by default am someone who is compassionate. I give people the benefit of the doubt, much to their benefit and not mine. So it's like sometimes people take your kindness literally for weakness. They see that you are a person that is maybe a bit more sensitive, and they use that as to gain. And so that's what now I've realized, that I have to be a little bit more of a hard ass when it comes to my boundaries, because it's like if somebody's testing your boundaries, within the first week of you knowing them, they're going to continue to test your boundaries. So it's like for those people, I don't give a benefit of the doubt anymore. For 2019, the dating thing hasn't really panned out to anything much. Like I said, I only went on a handful of dates. I want to say I went on maybe like 5 dates, if that. It may have been 5, but I definitely wanted to do more. But with work being how I work and the way I work being so crazy and hectic, it's really hard. I told you guys I homeschool my daughter, so it's like before, she would be in school, I could go on a quick little coffee date or something, but it's like now I can't do that so much. And then my work schedule is when I'm working, it's hectic. So I have to find a man who understands that and is okay with that, and kind of work it out that way. We about at 25% on the dating aspiration. 2020, I'm going to get better. Okay, y'all, so this video is running a little bit longer than I expected, so I'm gonna come back with another video of my things that I'm looking to accomplish in 2020, because that list is a little bit different. I have some lofty goals for 2020 and I feel like I can accomplish them because I have already put some things into motion. So although they do seem lofty now, I think they're doable, and I'm going to be working towards them and focusing and manifesting and doing all of that, doing everything that I need to do in order to make it happen. I'll be back in a couple of days with part 2 of my 2020 aspirations and things that I want to accomplish in the new year. I will holla at y'all in the next one. Peace.